All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shadow of the Colossus. My name is Ark.
I'm the horse rider random ninja.
I'm the one riding the horse. Thank you. I wear the pants.
I also ride a horse.
Yeah?
You can't tell me what to do. I can ride a horse if I want to.
Can you actually ride a horse?
I mean, I could sit on a horse and go. Distance-wise might be a problem.
I've never actually ridden a horse before.
Breaking a testicle also might be a problem.
Alright, and today we are taking on, I don't know, what do you call him? A spider? Crab? What would you call him?
I mean, he's got 4 legs, so he's neither a spider nor a crab.
Spider, crab-like.
I guess no more than Kuramori, who I called a bug, so...
I mean, I called him a lizard.
And lizards have tails.
He did have a tail.
Fuck, you're right, they both have tails. Then I guess they're lizards.
Today we're taking on Basaran. He wasn't hard to figure out for me. But his intro is creepy as hell.
Yes. It's a very atmospheric and creepy intro. And you know how this whole field of grass that you're charging through right now has nothing around it and isn't really that pretty?
Yeah.
Imagine riding through this same loop about 27 times.
Right.
No reason. Just picture it, visualize it in your mind. So Basaran is one of those Colossi that people really fucking hate for some reason.
Really? Like, fight-wise or design-wise?
Fight-wise, in the sense that sometimes it's really hard to get him over the geyser and get him to stay there.
Huh. I actually didn't have that hard of a time.
No, I took a look at your footage and you just breezed right past it.
And I actually go the wrong way, but I don't cut the footage. Because I could have just taken a left right there, but instead I go through this canyon area.
Yep. You go through the canyon to nowhere.
I take the scenic route. This path actually reminds me of the scene in Lord of the Rings when they're up on the mountain and they're going to find the army of the dead.
Yes, it does very much is very reminiscent of that canyon. You're right.
And I thought that was kind of an interesting point that I thought of when I was playing this.
Would have been really cool if there were actually a fight at the end of this instead of just being a detour for no reason.
Right? And, at first I thought when I found the area that Basaran was in, I thought he was going to be, like, just kind of, like, wandering around in the foggy area. I didn't realize that he was in the cave.
Well, because there's no light in that area. And similarly here, there's no light in this cavern. So It's interesting how they do that. They give you a general area, and then it's still kind of, fuck you, find your way around, deal with it.
Pretty much. All they give is your sword, and that's your guide, but direction.
They kind of give a hint.
Yeah.
Like this one was, thy next foe is in the area where trees don't grow or some shit. Which,
really?
Not super specific, as you know, trees don't grow on a rocky canyon. So, it was a good guess you made there. Good solid guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I oftentimes I should pay attention more to what Dorman says, and this is where I'm realizing I'm like, oh, I went the wrong way. Again. And Aggro got stuck on a tiny twig.
Yep. Oh, ooh, Aggro. That was some bad janky physics just then.
Yeah.
Just get those legs checked out, buddy. You need to put you down, turn you into glue.
And then this is where I thought I was on the right path because of the change in, like, the stone masonry.
Mm-hmm.
And I do find it eventually. It just takes me a minute.
Well, you know, there's only so much map to explore.
Yeah.
You're bound to find it eventually.
So, I really didn't have a hard time with Basaran. I didn't realize that he only had one sigil. On his hard mode, does he have another one on his stomach?
He does not.
No.
It is the exact same fight.
Interesting.
Yeah, for the most part, there are only a couple of Colossi that are substantially changed between hard mode and normal mode. And, you know, I like that they just unlock normal mode from the get-go in the remaster. I feel like we probably could have done the hard mode and it would not have been substantially more difficult, especially if you go around collecting the fruit. Like, At this point in the game, I've got so much health and grip bar, I'm not bothering collecting the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I haven't really bothered collecting since that last time that we had talked about it.
Yeah, like the platinum trophy, I'll go back and get it eventually, and I'll do that after I do some time attack stuff, and I get the detection stones, and I get all of that sort of stuff where everything is just super easy.
Right. Yeah, this creeped me out because he's like almost like a giant spider-like monster coming out of the cave, and with like
Again,
all the
spiders have 8 legs, right?
Yeah. Yes, I realize that spiders have 8 legs.
And they have mandibles and not a jaw.
Are you done?
No.
I said spider-like.
If anything, he's a turtle.
I guess.
He has a shell.
See, what also didn't make sense to me about him is that he lifts his head to shoot. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't he just open his... Like, why wouldn't they just design it to open his mouth?
He doesn't have a mouth.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought like
Nope,
that would...
Most Colossi do not have mouths, actually.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, little known fact. So it's at the bottom of his chin.
And at first, my first thought was that maybe I had to shoot it when he was charging that up. Like, make it almost like backfire on him kind of thing. And then right here I noticed the steam geyser. And I'm like, oh.
And I like that you're not doing this on the horse at all.
Right?
This entire fight is one of those things where it's like, everything you read online is stay on the horse, stay on the horse. You can only dodge those shots if you're on the horse going full speed. And you're just like, nah, I'm just going to roll and I don't care about my health. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I actually don't get hit all that often. I just get mostly hit by the blowback.
It's actually funny, one of the runs I did, aggro got hit full on, and he just kind of she just kind of falls over and is like, huh, gets back up, no problem.
So the beginning of this fight is just mostly not figuring out, just getting him over the geyser.
Which is, again, what a lot of people have difficulty with. And I'm not sure if they touched it up for the PlayStation 4 remaster or what happened. Because I never did this on PS2/PS3.
Right, and at first I thought I had to jump on his leg. And then I thought I had to jump on his tail, and then as I'm jumping on his tail, I see the things on his feet, and I'm like, oh!
Well, jumping on the leg is a method of getting up there.
Yeah, I know.
It's one option you have.
I know. And then he decides to almost hit his stomach on me. Actually, you know what this guy reminds me of? I know what he reminds me of. He reminds me of the 3-tailed turtle from Naruto.
Okay. Sure, yeah, I can see that.
That's what he reminds me of.
3-tailed Kyuubi, actually?
It's a turtle, though.
I don't actually know what it is.
I can't believe you just did that. And then here, like, I had originally seen the fur on his stomach, but the way that he rolled, I was like, do I have to climb up his tail and go up his stomach kind of thing?
And that's sort of been a recurring theme of climbing up the tail, so I can understand your way of thinking with that. Also, his tail looks like a giant turd. I just have to point that out. It looks like a big old log.
Right, and then I was trying to get on his back, and I was like, okay, I don't see a climb point up here. Back to his stomach I go. And then I can start my climb. And I was trying to do the charge jumps, but for some reason they weren't working as well as I thought they would.
It's because you're holding to the side. You aren't holding straight up.
Oh, I see.
So you're jumping diagonally instead of going straight up.
Huh. And then I just do a normal climb and I get up to this other side. There I did a jump. I did a charge jump though.
I mean, it works. I'm not leading you astray. I'm not lying to you.
And there I almost fall off.
Yep. That's okay. I've fallen off his side lots. I don't blame you.
And again, like, I actually had pretty easy time with this fight. And here, like, I actually kind of really like, I really like the design of him. Like, he's very, like, streamlined, and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I really liked the design of him.
And there's nowhere for you to grab onto, so if he starts shaking and you start rolling, that's it.
I actually wasn't worried about falling off because of his spines.
Oh, you sure can fall off through his spines, though.
Oh, I'm sure. But he shakes his head so much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a real prick about that.
But after I get the first stab in, it settles it down a little bit so I can get my fully charged ones.
So, something I actually read online in pursuit of the strategy I pull off is that there is a certain known technique in Shadow of the Colossus called, I think he called it like locking or something, where if you charge your stab at a certain point, you can continue through the stab motion even if the Colossus shakes. And we've both pulled that off a few times accidentally.
Oh, have we?
It is actually a strategy.
Huh. Interesting.
It doesn't break your charge or your stab if you're in a certain point of the motion.
Helpful. So my final time for him was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Do you happen to have the time attack time for him?
I do not happen to have the time attack on me, unfortunately.
Okay. I wouldn't say that that's a very bad time. I actually got pretty lucky, I would say, with the geysers. And I didn't really have, besides, like, maybe missing, like, some of the points where I could climb up on him. I didn't really have that bad of a run.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, considering Basaran is one of those Colossi that is known to end runs, like, not just speed runs, but also people have just given up on Basaran.
That is kind of intriguing to me. That people would just give up at this one, because maybe it was different in the other versions.
Well, it certainly looked a lot shittier, I'll tell you that. Going back and looking at footage of the PS2 version of this game, oh my god, this looked like fucking muddy garbage.
Yeah, and you and your show-offiness decide to do this tricky little thing.
That I definitely didn't have to do about 17 times. Nope, that didn't happen.
And you got super lucky.
Oh yeah, that was almost a run ender right there. You get one try at this, because to get up there, you have to be going downhill at the right angle, right from the beginning, and then he also needs to be just going up for his stomp. If he's coming down from the stomp, then you can't jump on him.
Yeah.
So it's very tricky timing and very specific.
Yeah, and here's what kills your time. Because he just doesn't stop.
So this is actually something else that was mentioned as well, where if he's inside the cave, he doesn't stop. He has to be outside of the cave. It's a way to sort of prevent speedruns. So you can see, even though his head wasn't moving, I could not charge up a stab there.
Yeah.
And try as I might, anytime I'd go, he would whip his head immediately.
Whip my hair back and forth.
Yeah, and I'm persisting, because I'm like, he's out of the cave, goddammit.
I was like, because I was thinking that, because I had never seen this before. I was like, does he have to be out of the cave for him to stab him? And then you proceed to do your jump stabs.
Yes, and that's one of the things. You have to jump stab him in order to do any damage.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do damage, he then leaves the cave.
Right. Which doesn't really make much sense to me, but okay.
I mean, you know, I'm not complaining. I get incredibly lucky here and land on his jaw, get flung off into the sky, slide down the spines, and still manage to land back on his shell.
Yep, I was like...
is the picture of luck.
I was like, this dude got super lucky, he's shelling off.
Yeah, it was several occasions here were almost a run ender. After, let me peel back the curtain here, I spent, when I started this, I had less than 4 hours of playtime.
Yeah.
On Shadow of the Colossus. I finished this with 4 hours and 54 minutes of playtime.
I think I remember seeing that when I was editing this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I left in a couple runs. I just kind of gave up at a certain point of ending it after every single run.
Yeah, well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I stopped at 420, and I got to one point, and I had played 4 hours and 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, 420. This got a good feeling about this. This is gonna be the run. Spoilers, it wasn't the run.
And even with, I like how he tells you this as you're on the sigil.
As I'm stabbing him in the head.
Very, very inopportune moments, Dorman. I keep saying that, and he has yet to prove me wrong.
Now I go for a bit of the old spicy jump stab to get that trophy.
Yeah.
That,
is that what that trophy that you got was?
Yeah.
So your time was 3 minutes and 11 seconds. So, 2 minutes faster than me. Probably the only reason why is because you could have gotten it done shorter, probably. But
probably, yeah. If, I'd wanted to try another 27 or so times. Probably could have brought that down to about 2 minutes or so.
Probably. But, still beating me. I have that one win on you.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that was mostly luck.
Up next. You might win again.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Spoilers. I've already edited it. He didn't win that either. No, Basaran, I actually enjoyed Basaran.
I did too.
I like the design. That you can sequence break like that, I really enjoy. I love when the game gives you the means to break it.
Like when you jumped on a shell right there?
Exactly, when you just go right for the leg, you don't worry about the geysers or anything. And as you demonstrated, the geyser method, really not that hard, but this is just, it's so nice to be able to go. If I wanted to get really, really good at that, I could have Basaran done probably in under 2 minutes.
Right. And it's just kind of crazy to me that this was a run killer for a lot of people, for even the game in general. Because he wasn't hard. I had a lot of fun actually because he wasn't hard to learn either.
No, you figured it out so quickly.
And it was actually completely on accident, sort of, because I at first I thought I had to shoot him when he was charging up the thing, and then as I was running around, I noticed the geysers, so I figured I had to use that. And even then,
people just play too many video games now.
Probably. And the other thing was that I also didn't even know that I had to shoot his feet. I thought it was just the geyser, and then I could get on him, kind of thing.
So, not knowing anything took you 5 minutes and 20 seconds to defeat Basaran, one of the most polarizing Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus.
I still think that's kind of funny. And your time, it was a little more than 2 minutes faster than me. With yours was 3:11.
And I could probably, if I wanted to go back, I could probably shave that down to just a hair over a minute and a half, I think.
I think if I went back, I could probably get it sub 4 minutes, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, because you went all the way to the tail, stopped, went all the way around to the other side, and
you
were just a little slow in shooting the feet. You could probably do that in under 4.
Yeah, I would say probably easily sub 4. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode of Shadow of the Colossus. Next episode, we take on... Are we calling it a sea serpent now? Or a serpent?
No, that one's a snake.
It's a snake?
It's a sand snake.
Snakes are technically serpents.
I'm Random Ninja, he's Ark. That's it for this episode.
I win! Win for America! Alright, we will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye!